Hi, I'm Leanne Ely. I'm a nutritionist, a New York Times best-selling author, and some people even say I'm a life coach. I started the Daily Dish Show to share my story, my truth, and my journey to vibrancy, and to inspire others to do the same. Because it's all about grit, perseverance, and finding a way despite the odds. It's about embracing the whole woman, not just the parts that are easy to love, and feeding her heart, mind, body, and soul. But I found that this isn't just my story, it's your story too. It's go time. This is the Daily Dish.
So today we're going to be, this whole week, I'm setting themes for the week because I find that it helps me to stay on topic. And it also, I believe, these are little components of things that help us to do the work that we want to do in our own lives. You know, we all do. That's why we're here. That's why we're together. That's why we have this community. It makes all the difference in the world. And then, you know, when we talk about Motivational Monday, Transformational Tip Tuesday, all of that stuff, you know, the reason that we do this is because we're looking for that another piece. We're looking for another piece and another piece. Having pieces in our lives, I told you, it is a great, big, huge puzzle, isn't it? And we put the edges down first, and then we start to fit the pieces in. We can start to see once the edges are there. Our goals are the edges. Our goals are the things, the framework for putting this puzzle together. And we're always getting another piece and another piece. I think sometimes the frustration comes where we think, another thing. But, you know, that's why, you know, the Hot Melt Sprint came to be, because I recognized and realized that it is not just about the plan. It is not about the plan. Derek Stivers, who had CD Baby, that was one of his companies, and it was a quote that just rocked my world. It was in the first quote deck. And it was, all it took was a plan and something else, then we'd all have if all it took was a plan, we'd all have six-pack abs and be millionaires. And that's the truth, because it's not about that. It's about what's up here. And that's why we go through all of this stuff, because we want all the things, don't we? But the last thing we want to deal with is our head, because we're used to things the way they are. And I'm saying, maybe we change that all up. Maybe we change that all up. All right. Amber got her mug and flip-flop. The flip-flops are, the flip-flops are everything. So we are going to get into the place of focus. And I love that Joanne's word of the year is focus. Mine's consistency. Hers is focus. Focus is important, right? Focus is the needle mover, isn't it? So get this. Motivation comes and goes. You know this. Anybody ever had that? Listen, give me some pinkies up if this has happened to you. One day you're motivated, you're on fire, things are going, everything's great. The next day, you know, life throws a curveball. Something happens. You got to drop this, and you got to go pick a kid up from school who's sick, or something happens. You go get a puppy, right? You know, there's always something to upset the apple cart. It doesn't always work out perfectly. Excellence is our goal, and excellence is letting you know that if you just hold on to that, excellence gives you room. Excellence gives you room to float your boat. Excellence gives you an opportunity to not be so hooked and so adamant on the schedule. Yeah, we need to know where our time goes. Yeah, we need to be scheduling things and all of that. But if we're not flexible, then we're perfectionists. Because blessed are the flexible, because they have pursued excellence. Am I right? Look at all those pinkies going up. You know why? You know why all those pinkies are going up? Because all of these women, every single one of them, from, look at this, Sarah, Denise, Catherine, Vicky, Vanessa, Margaret, Jane, Amy, Jenny, Amber, Rebecca, Anna, Eric, Priscilla, Carol, Tracy, Margaret, Patsy, Jocelyn. You know why I'm calling you out? We're all in this together. We're all doing this. We're doing it, and then boom. And I'm here to tell you and hold your hand to say, so what? It happens. It's like potty training a dog, for heaven's sakes. We'll get more into that. Oh my. I mean, that's a lot of work, right? But so is it a lot of work for us to get our lives together in the way that we want them. It's like potty training a dog. It really is. There's Susan and Tracy. Yeah, all pinkies up. All the pinkies, all the pink. We're having a pinky party right now, aren't we? So what this is, I got this wonderful acronym because when we're in this place of mindfulness on the focus for what it is that we want, that focus, not the other stuff, but that focus, that changes everything because focus creates this incredible acronym. Are you ready for it? Follow one course until success. Follow one course until success. That's it. We don't need to have this buffet option of all the things. That's too much. This is why, like the Hot Milk Sprint is just so, it's so simple. It's like, here's your Target Trifecta smoothie. Same thing all the time, right? Here's your meals. Protein, salad, soup with all the veggies. Easy. You know why? We need that. We need to bring our focus back to simplicity and make it happen for us. So this week, as we start with our sprint today, keeping our focus on the simplicity of it all and follow one course until success. Love it. Yes, the focus gets you off the carousel of crazy. Because what is the carousel of crazy saying? Oh, not that one. Let's go with this one. Oh, new guru. Ooh, shiny object. And what happens? We have a lifetime of these inabilities to follow a plan or to play, cha-cha with our, 2 steps up and 3 steps back with our weight. And we're never really getting anywhere. Is that not frustrating? To me, that's like the most incredible frustration of all. Doesn't need to be that way. So instead, we're going to follow one course until success, right? That's what we're doing this entire week. And how great is it that this week happens to be the sprint? Follow one course until success. Have your Target Trifecta smoothie. Don't eat in between meals. Hydrate. Move a little bit. And then check it out. When it's time to eat, what are you going to eat? Well, we've got some recipes for you, but it's basically protein, your Hot Milk Sprint soup, and your hot milk salad. It's not hard. It's super easy, and you don't have to think and put a lot of thought into it. You just do it. You just do it. The only thing I'm asking you to think about is, am I hungry? We ask those questions, we start to get the hunger hormones under control, and that really makes a thing. George Lucas said, your focus determines your reality. Excuse me, did I hear a bomb going off? Did you? Did you hear that truth bomb going off? Your focus determines your reality. So if you are completely wrapped up and focused on all the things that never worked before, on all the stuff that is not right in your life, of all the whatever, you're going to be miserable, frustrated, angry, bitter, and not getting anywhere at all. No, you're stopped. You're stuck. Low vibe. Let's lift that vibe up and be happy, to be optimistic, to be looking toward the future, to be focused on today and know that we've got this, because we do. So I'm going to tell you right now, my little Lincoln, that's good, Sarah, may the focus be with you. Very good, very good. She's riffing on George Lucas, of course. May the force be with you. Having a puppy. So, it's been a minute since I've had a puppy, and it's been a minute since I've had kids. I mean, my children are 31 and 29, right? But you remember, it is a life-altering thing to get a puppy, because suddenly my little absorbed life, what does it become? I mean, everything was done. Everything was cleaned up. Everything was in a row. I mean, everything was just easy. But now, today making the bed, I was like, I'm not going to worry about the decorative pillows. Just pull the covers up. That was enough, because I had to get up. I had to do this and I had to do that. Do things before he wakes up. Do this. It's just like having a baby. So that whole thing it shows you, right? It's not only is it keeping me busy, but it's showing me that if I don't focus on one thing, potty training, that I'm going to be miserable. I'm going to have a dog that's not going to be doing things where he needs to be doing. And, I read a really tragic statistic side note of that people, 35% of dogs, only 35% of puppies end up with their original owner. They get adopted out because a lot of people get frustrated with puppies. They take a lot of work and a lot of focus, and you have to stay on it. You can't relax at all. You can't relax at all. So, our focus is on how this potty training is going. And I've been reading about how to do it, what to do, when to do it, all of that. That has become my focus. And it's really helped because we're down to more outside than inside than we started with, and catching them in the act and all of that. And all of that has made a huge difference. So here's what I've learned from my little booklet on how to raise a super puppy that I bought off Amazon. By the way, really good. You should check it out if you've got a new puppy. It's number one is you take him out every 15 minutes. Pretty much take him out every 15 minutes. What does that do? Well, it puts me on focus to make sure that I'm watching the clock. I'm making sure that things are happening, that he's got something to entertain. And that if he gets up to, and he's done with his bully stick or whatever, and he gets up to go start sniffing around, there's a clue. So that's what we need to do too. For us, we need to be looking for clues. When do we get up and we start thinking it's okay to go in the pantry and start rattling around? That to me is like a big warning sign, like, okay, I'm not, what else can I have? What else is in there? That kind of a thing. And the other thing that I learned as we take them out is we have one word for what it is that he's going to do. Now, I wanted to say go potty, but Mark was like, are you kidding me? Not go potty. That, when he said, we were doing, let's get busy. So we take him out, we put him on the area that we want him to go. We say, get busy. I don't care what he does, pee, poop, whatever. And we have a treat ready to instantly reward that good behavior. Guess what? We're the same. When we're trying to change something and we have this old behavior that isn't working for us, rattling around, doing all the things that we don't do, we got to change it all up. And we got to follow one course until success. I know you've all been potty trained, all of you. But we're using this analogy, and I think or it's not an analogy, it's a metaphor. We're using this because the focus on the pup needs to be about the housebreaking stuff. The focus for us has to be about breaking up with the food that's no longer serving us. The focus for us has to be breaking up with just endlessly eating dumb stuff and going into the pantry because we're bored, for mouth entertainment. So we got to be looking at this because this is everything. This is the thing that moves the needle, that helps us to get our focus correct, and it's a little exhausting. It is a little exhausting because it's changing the way that we normally do business. Normally, a week ago today, I was getting up, I was doing my exercise, I was in here, I'd go vacuum, I'd do something. And now it's like, oh my gosh, the house is blown up. There's dog stuff everywhere. And, I'm like, good enough. The bed has the covers thrown over. Who did that? I didn't do that a week ago, but you do. You make yourself flexible so you can at least do things excellently. I'm in the midst of training. You're in the midst of training. We're all in the midst of training. So we don't focus on if we start to focus on our own stuff with the intensity of focusing on training a dog to not go in the house, what do you think would happen? What do you think would happen? Getting off track doesn't mean you're on the wrong course. You just need to figure out how to remove the roadblocks so you don't detour. That is exactly right, Sarah. And sometimes when we're on a different course, and it's working, if we find ourselves working for us, we just need to not be so adamant, I'm going to stay the course because this is what it said. Well, no. If doing this one little thing changes it up and everything and it's not exact, so what? Is it working for you? Yes. Amen. Good. Let it work for you. So when we're trying to create new habits, we're trying to lose old habits as well at the same time, right? I don't know of anyone, but we so easily give up. Just like all those people who give up their dogs, only 35% of those of people who originally adopt a puppy have kept it. Isn't that sad? And a lot are given up to the pound. And you know, a dog or a cat is destroyed every 4 seconds in America because of reticent owners who haven't taken the time to do the training. And this is, I look at this and I think, you know, 97% of people who are on this course for losing weight aren't going to make it. Why? They give up because they're not creating new habits. They're not focusing on those new habits. So can you imagine what it would look like if while you're training your new pup, you just let it go inside? What would it look like? What would your house smell like? What would be going on? You would be losing your ever-loving mind, wouldn't you? You would. Well, lose your ever-loving mind over your not focusing on the things that you need to be focused on. If that means every 15 minutes, you focus every 15 minutes. If that means that you need to say the same thing over and over to yourself so you're finally going to be able to do it, you get busy with that. If that means that you need to reward yourself every single time with good behavior and put money in a jar or whatever it is that you want to do, then you do that. Not food, of course, because we aren't dogs, right? We're not dogs. So look for clues that you're following the path that you want to, and look for clues that you're not. And think about this. Think about potty training a dog. Think about potty training a dog. Do I want to allow for this? Do I? Do I want this to happen for me? Lucy's saying that's why we need to go to the shelter for now. I agree with you. And we did not do that with this pup. We couldn't find puppies. Puppies are almost not available in our area. And, you know, I really wanted a puppy because I've adopted older dogs before who had bad backgrounds, and I don't have time to be a psychologist. I have time to raise a puppy into the kind of dog. So yeah, it was. And it was it was a total accident when I found him. I wasn't looking actually for it. We also need to check ourselves. We always have clues, always, that something is amiss. And you can correct that at any time simply by keeping a journal, by meditating, by being in touch with your community and just saying, what's up with this? Saying, what do I feel? What do I feel? When we're not feeling good about ourselves, we have a tendency to look for something to comfort us. And for the food addicts in this place, pinkies up if you are one, you know, or in recovery anyway, we go to food. Food's done it for us. Food's our drug of choice. So I'm saying to you right now is let's get our focus on the bridge that we want to build. Let's get our focus onto the place that we want to go. Let's stay the course. And if it requires every 15 minutes, it requires every 15 minutes. Set your clock, set your alarms on your clock, on your phone so that you can do this. But you're worth this effort. You're worth it. You know, we don't want you to abandon yourself like these pets have been abandoned. I want you to stay the course so that you can realize the true, vibrant life that you want to live. I'll tell you right now that Socrates said the secret to change is to focus all your energy, not on fighting the old, but building the new, right? Venus Williams, this is another one. I don't focus on what I'm up against. I focus on my goals and ignore the rest. That's us. You don't have to be a superstar athlete. You don't have to be, a revered ancient philosopher. All of these things are truth bombs that land on our paths every single day. Let's do it. Terry uses her Fly Lady timer. I did too. You know, I don't have mine anymore. Mine bit the dust. I mean, it was like 20 years old. But, we have our technology with us at any time. At any time, you can grab your phone and set those alarms up. Why not? Why not? You know what? You're worth it. You're worth it. I want you to focus on this because this is the secret to change. Focus on the thing you absolutely 100% want. Amen to that? I hope so.
Thank you for joining me today. You can find me on TikTok for daily tips to help support your most vibrant life. And remember, you are the author of your own story. Until next time.